Why, hello there. Welcome to my sample series. This is why I showcase games running on enhanced or next generation consoles in 4K and or HDR. This week, I'm actually going to dip my toe back into Alan Wake 2 in this series, uh, yeah, and I'm going to try to do this in order to try to make up for the rather poor quality first video I did of this game. And I'm actually in the middle of playing it right now in my daily long play series. But I'm going to try to showcase a little more of this game today. And yeah, I'm going to load into my current save file as a result. So basically, I don't know if I'm about halfway through the game or a little bit more than halfway through. Spoiler alert, obviously. If you don't want to be spoiled, then don't watch this video, I guess. And I'm just going to showcase a little bit of this game during the daytime, specifically around the town of Bright Falls, the setting of a lot of this game and the majority of the original Alan Wake as well. And yeah, I'm going to try to showcase this game in a better light, quite literally, because that first video I did was way too dark. I had the brightness setting incorrectly set. But yeah, this is the break room. This is basically your save room, your save space, where you can save, access your inventory, your expanded inventory, I should say, and even change characters. This basically has a similar system to a lot of Resident Evil games where you have your inventory that you have that's more limited on you, but you can also access a larger selection at any one of these safe rooms. But yeah, I'm just going to showcase how good this game looks. I am running this game in quality mode, which is a 30 FPS mode that takes a 1440p native resolution and upsamples it to 4K. It looks pretty good. Unfortunately, unlike Control running on the Series X, this game does not incorporate any kind of hardware ray tracing. Not really sure why they went backwards on that, but whatever, they did, and yeah. I just want to show some of the detail, like in this outdoors, daytime city environment. I know I'm inside at the moment, but I won't be for long. There's a lot of it. These bottles of hot sauce. Coffee cups. This is the hotel we're staying at. And yeah, here's the town. It's eerily quiet. Everyone is still cleaning up after a big attack that happened in my stream.
They think they're so mysterious, their ridiculous masks, children costumes.
Apparently hot dogs only cost $1 here. For some reason, a soda costs $2.50. That doesn't make any sense. Wouldn't the hot dog be more expensive than the soda? This is a selection of coffee from the local coffee roastery / theme park. A very creepy theme park setting that you have to go to earlier in this game. Just like in the first Max Payne, the whole town is getting ready for Deer Fest. And yeah, this is an example of one of the floats here. And I have to wonder how much better this game looks on a high-end PC with proper ray tracing support. It looks pretty good to me on this system, the Xbox Series X. And while I do have a PC that can do ray tracing, I need to upgrade the graphics card on it to appreciate it, and also Like it's the same PC that I'm using to capture this footage.
I bet that biker gang from the next town over had something to do with what went on at the lodge. Rowdy folks, rowdy habits.
I wouldn't put it past them. Lottery definitely has that kind of a rep.
I find that the capture software required takes up quite a lot of computing power, and thus it's actually difficult for me to stream and play high-end games like this on the same machine. This is a little park off to the side here. It's hard to get a good handle on how big or small this town is. The amount that you have access to is actually rather limited. Is a symbol of the cult of the trees. You use this in a puzzle to unlock a safe box. This game actually has like a lot in common with like Resident Evil games, like the old ones. I never really played much of those. The only Resident Evil game I ever played through completely was 4 on the PlayStation 2. And this seems even more old school than that in terms of its combat style. Yeah, you can move and shoot, but not well. As limited ammo. I don't know, this game feels like a Resident Evil game. It's hard to describe. Except for the parts where you're like walking around in these safe environments where you can't even pull your gun. It's clearly fall here. They have road work here blocking off your access to the rest of town. If we take a look at the map, this is basically the area of town you have access to. You have the diner, which I'll head to in a little bit. There's a lodge, sheriff's station, which I'm going to avoid because I think that will trigger the next story mission. I don't want to do that here. And then here you have the wellness center and nursing home. A ranger station I wasn't able to get inside of yet. These coffee mugs are an indication of the places where you can save and such. And yeah. There's an awful lot of empty storefronts in this small town. It's like, as small as it is, you get the feeling that it's shrinking rapidly. Yes, this is the same diner from the first game. I don't know if it has the same name, though. I feel like I should go back and do the original Alan Wake video on that as well.
Okay. One of us needs to stay at the lodge in case Marcy shows up. And the other one should go out looking for her.
If we canvass the woods, we're sure to find some tracks or something. Some hints to her whereabouts. We can even use some of our equipment.
This is not the time to geek out over the stupid gear, Riley. It's all toys anyway.
Huh?
Good grub you got here.
I'm glad to hear it.
Yep. The Old Deer Diner. They're just sharing a pie for some reason.
How are you liking your food?
Is that a thing people do in the Pacific Northwest? They just go to a diner and order a pie and eat it? I have no idea. This guy is dancing to a music that is clearly not dancing music. I have to imagine this diner was modeled after the one in Twin Peaks. Like this bar in the middle of it clearly looks like that. What do you got here? The Big Buck Cheeseburger, $8.99.
Was there some gunshots coming from the sheriff's station earlier?
Oh, there's always something going on around here. I don't even notice it anymore.
So inflation has even hit Bright Falls.
Hi there.
So,
I can help you with it.
fortunately, it's not letting me go into where the kitchen is. Not from here, anyway. She likes petting these deer heads.
You were a handsome deer.
This is Saga Anderson, by the way. She's an FBI agent. I was going to say, oh, but you probably noticed the FBI logo on the back of her coat, but no, it actually doesn't have that. She's wearing a different jacket. Fortunately, none of these keys will open up this thing here. Guess I'm going to have to get another set of keys to do that. A dark, dank, but clean bathroom.
It's not opening.
Employees only. But yeah, I've been enjoying my time playing this game. I wish I had been able to start playing it sooner, like when the game came out. Fortunately, my misguided attempt to save a little bit of money by waiting for Black Friday failed, because this game was not included in the Xbox Live Black Friday sale. So I ended up paying full price for it. I can soothe my injured pride by saying I was still playing Starfield, but I could have paused that game while I played through this. How close I
have
am.
things to do, and this is not the right way.
It won't let you go any further, unfortunately. Yeah, you can actually run, just not very fast and not for very long. I wonder if I'd actually used a battery charger. Kind of doesn't matter because I'm not going to be saving the game here. This guy looking for a cell phone signal. Here's where I found one of the stashes. And I was able to open this lock by following the clues. At least I found most of them anyway. A nice sunset. Thank the HDR for that effect. Is it a sunset or is it a sunrise? It's hard to tell.
It's a good thing the flooding's done away with, too. It's like the water's in a better mood. So am I.
Yeah. Seems like a rather large lake. Supposedly, this is like in the eastern part of the state. So this is not like Puget Sound or anywhere near the Pacific Ocean. Puget Sound, not Putrid. I don't know. I'm an idiot. This is closer to the Rocky Mountains than it is the Pacific Ocean. It's a nice area, but I couldn't imagine living in a rather small and desolate area like this, even if it is surrounded by some really nice scenic nature. Too much of a city person. Imagine having like a vacation home or something, a summer home in an area like this. Ferry times there. Well, I wonder where the ferry is actually going to. Maybe it's going to Watery, a nearby town. And I don't think I've ever tried to get into here. It's not even letting me interact with it, so that might be why. Yeah, I was just remembering that, thought there was a, stash in a formerly submerged part of the dock that I might be able to open, but it's actually in Watery, not this town. It supposedly is a point of interest somewhere around here. I could never find it. This is how you get to other parts of the game. It's this car. I would say it acts as a fast travel, but not really. In fact, it acts more as your only way of travel. Show off some more of this game here. More of this town. Which is not going to let me into the back that way. There's an awful lot of hardware stores in this small town. Cole Street and Main Street is the building we're not going in, because like I said, I think that will trigger a cutscene. Barbecue accessories. Now, one thing that's different about this game from from earlier Remedy games is that the camera is a lot closer to your character. Think about how far back the camera was set in like Max Payne or Alan Wake or even Control. I guess Control was a little bit closer than those other games, but still. It gives it a much more claustrophobic feeling, which I guess also explains why I associate more closely with something like Resident Evil than Alan Wake. In many ways, this game feels like the game that Alan Wake was being initially portrayed as when it was first announced. All those early trailers made it look more like a survival horror game, and it ended up being just like a creepy horror-themed action game. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I love the first Alan Wake. I can understand why people would be disappointed. I guess it's the same way with the original Gears of War trailer. They had that theme portrayed as a much more horror-themed game, or scary horror game, and ended up being a third-person shooter. So another one of these stashes I was able to get into was found. Monsters live in the woods, folks. Be careful. But yeah. This is Bright Falls. I head back into this diner because there was apparently a point of interest I could take a look at. Also, this is like the most visually interesting part of the town. Okay, so if it's out of order, then how is this guy able to play it? How are we able to hear it? Something about a screwdriver. I think I have a screwdriver. Fortunately, I can't seem to figure out where the thing is. Maybe it's a store right here. Oh, look at that. It's not a very effective lock if a screwdriver can break it open. No, the TVs don't show episodes of, what was that, on Night Springs. Something about Cynthia Weaver. Yeah, remember the crazy lady who was obsessed with changing light bulbs in the first game? Yeah, she ends up being even crazier in this game. So look out for her. She ends up being something you have to deal with. I mean, that's the thing about this game, is that sometimes you end up having rooms with, like, nothing, like useful, but just a little bit of flavor text. You can confirm whether there's anything in here by just looking at the map. Actually, just consulting the map occasionally is actually quite helpful in that regard, because I was able to, as you could see, to find that I could, in fact, come in here with the item I already had. Like, oh, it tells you what you need. Screwdriver. Well, I have a screwdriver. Just people eating. Not really all that much going on. Well, yeah, this is Bright Falls. It's a pretty good looking game. And it's not even like necessarily running at all that high of a resolution either. It's like 1440p in quality mode, being upsampled to 4K through some sort of reconstructive technique. And I don't feel like the action is suffering at all from being in 30 FPS. I feel like games like this are meant to be at that. I'm the kind of person who's always willing to trade resolution for... I'm the kind of person who's always willing to trade frame rate for resolution. I don't mind a 30 FPS frame rate, especially if it's like a pretty much a locked one, which it basically is in this game. I like games that look good. Just wonder why the game doesn't have any kind of ray tracing. But yeah, I think that's going to just about do it for this video, folks. But before I go, I want to take a moment to thank you for watching. I appreciate when people take time out of their day to watch my streams or my videos, whether they be live or even in archive form. Just as a quick reminder, I normally do a stream almost every day, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time from Wednesday through Sunday. And as of the time of this recording, I'm still playing through Alan Wake 2 on the Xbox Series X. And I'm trying to get back to doing regular 4K HDR sample series videos on Fridays. And thankfully, I've been successful in that in recent weeks. But thank you for watching. This has been Alan Wake 2, Bright Falls, Washington. A little walkthrough. And until next time, take it easy.